Did you know that there's a watch brand that can rival even the best Swiss-made watches? And most people don't even give this watch brand credit. It doesn't even come from Switzerland. Today, we're headed to Japan to welcome the world of Grand Seiko. We're going over the history, some key movements and years that defined this brand, and we're going to explain why it's Japan's most well-kept horological secret. The game-changing movements and the watches that still today make watch enthusiasts weak in the knees. And trust me, after this video, you're not going to be able to look at a Grand Seiko the same way again. So let's dive right into the world of Grand Seiko. Let's rewind to 1960. While the Swiss watch game was dominating the luxury watch world, Seiko, yes, the same Seiko that makes the budget-friendly dive watches, decided they wanted to play with the big boys too. So they created Grand Seiko, a watch brand built to show Japan could not just compete with the Swiss, but beat them at their own game. And they did not waste any time getting started. Their first watch ever released was called the Grand Seiko First. It was a shock to the industry. Elegant, precise, and built with an obsessive attention to detail, but Seiko wasn't satisfied with just competing. They wanted domination. This was only the beginning. Fast forward to the year 1969. Grand Seiko pulled off one of the biggest flexes in watchmaking history that even sent shockwaves and almost killed an entire industry. Seiko released the Seiko Astron, the world's first ever quartz watch. The brand and the watch sent shockwaves through the Swiss watchmaking industry, leading to the infamous quartz crisis, depending on who you ask, where mechanical watch brands went bankrupt left and right. Imagine being so ahead of the game that you accidentally almost kill an entire industry. Couldn't be me. That was so ahead of the game that it sent other brands through a crisis, leading some to adapt and others to stick to their guns and their heritage. But Grand Seiko wasn't just about quartz watches. They kept redefining their mechanical movements too. They're always pushing the limits of accuracy and craftsmanship. In 1999, Grand Seiko did something no other brand had done. They introduced the spring drive movement, a hybrid between quartz and mechanical, offering insane accuracy, a power reserve of up to 72 hours, and a legendary buttery smooth gliding second hand. In 1999. Seriously, if you've never seen a spring drive second-handed motion, it's like watching a samurai slice through the concept of time itself. And I know that's stupid, but bear with me. And while the Swiss brands love their heritage, Grand Seiko does something even crazier: evolution. They keep improving, innovating, and proving that Japanese craftsmanship is next level. Let's talk finishing. Grand Seiko is famous for their Zaratsu polish, a technique that gives cases and hands an almost mirror-like finish. No kind of visual distortion going on, it's just razor-sharp reflections. Take any Grand Seiko watch, and you take a look at its polishing. It's not just a watch. It's not just a timepiece. It is a literal light show on your wrist. It's an amazing thing. Take And I'll, of course, put some examples up on the screen for you, but it's really an inspiration and a light show. And Grand Seiko takes inspiration from nature, as we all know. The nature of time is their most famous slogan. Snowy dials, Mount Iwate textures, and cherry blossom gradients. We're all well aware of how beautiful Grand Seiko's dials are. Every watch feels like a tiny piece of Japan's soul, captured under a sapphire crystal. For decades, Grand Seiko lived under the shadow of its parent company, Seiko. And while Seiko was producing everything from dive watches to digital watches and, well, clocks at your local mall, Grand Seiko was quietly crafting some of the finest timepieces in the world. But here's the thing. People outside Japan didn't fully get Grand Seiko, and most don't to this day. Many thought it was just another Seiko brand, while in reality it was operating on a totally different level. Grand Seiko decided to change that in 2017 when they finally broke free. They became an independent watch brand. That's right, no longer under the high-end line under Seiko, but its own standalone luxury brand. This was a game changer because it meant Grand Seiko can finally step out of the shadows and take its rightful place among the best in the world. Since then, they've doubled down on some insane craftsmanship, experimental dial designs, and even higher-end luxury models like the Grand Seiko Kodo Constant Force Tourbillon. That's a crazy long name, I know, but this watch is absolutely insane. Which, by the way, again, mind-blowing. It's absolutely insane to believe that Grand Force Tourbillon is... I can go on all day about it. But anyway, Grand Seiko went from being the underrated genius of the watch world to a brand that is now standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the greatest timepiece craftsmen to ever exist. If you enjoyed this dive into the world of Grand Seiko, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which Grand Seiko is your favorite. And remember, life's too short for boring watches. See you guys in the next one.